It says live on air. We're live across all platforms. All right, here we go. Social media world, welcome back to another episode of Fellas Fridays. If you haven't already done so, please go to my profiles on whatever platform you're tuned in from. Hit that subscribe button and support the Scoot Gang. This is Fellas Fridays, episode 16. We're going to get a little personal. The title is A Time I Stayed Too Comfortable. Let's get into it. Fellas, welcome back. You already know what this is. The truth, the pressure, the perspective you might not want to hear, but you need to. Lock in. Today we're talking about comfort. That little invisible prison that so many men live in without even realizing it. Comfort is dangerous because it doesn't look dangerous. It looks safe. It feels easy. It feels familiar. It's like sitting in warm water. You don't even notice it when it starts to boil. Now, I've never been the type to get stuck in a comfort zone forever, but I've been the guy who keeps doing the same thing, expecting different results. And I'll tell you, it's just another form of comfort. I've been there in relationships. I was in one for 7 years, and deep down, I knew it wasn't going anywhere. I knew the routines, the conversations, the patterns. It took me saying enough and ending it because I hated her, because I had to get back to focusing on my goals. I've been there in business too. I spent years in barbershops and cutting out of my house when I wanted more control. But even that started feeling too small. So I made one of the biggest moves of my life. I've left everything that I worked hard for and built, and I moved to the beautiful city of West Palm Beach. Shout to the 561. No safety net, no parents with money, no backup plan, just me and my skills. Within time, I became one of the premier barbers in the area, cutting high net worth and notable clientele. But before that, my life was a loop. Cutting hair, graphic design work, hitting the studio to work on some music, and then I was working in nightclubs. Wake up, rinse, wash, and repeat. Wasn't a bad life, but it wasn't the life. I was making just enough to get by with a little extra for a little partying. But I wasn't building anything. And that's the trap. Comfort will let you survive, but it will never let you thrive. Here's why most men stay stuck. They know the pain of change, but they've learned to live with the pain of stagnation. It's like a dull headache. You don't love it, but you can't tolerate it. You can always justify it. At least I'm not broke. At least I have a job. At least she's not that bad. The words "at least" have killed more dreams than failure ever has. When you think about it, comfort is quite expensive. You're paying for it with your potential, with your future, and with your growth. The truth is, every new level of life requires a new version of you that doesn't exist yet. And you cannot become that man if you keep on playing the same role you've always played. Sometimes you have to burn the bridge. Force yourself to figure it out. Because when you have no choice but to make it work, you'll make it work faster than you could ever imagine was possible. I've learned that you'll never regret moving on too soon, but you will always regret staying too long. Fellas, if you're with me, drop a scooty in the chat. And when I'm done with this little segment right here, we're going to get into a Q&A, so just keep that in mind. So make sure you stay tuned in. But when I look back At every major jump I had in my life, starting with me saying, I've had enough. Whether it was ending a relationship, whether it was leaving my job, whether it was moving to a new city. Every single time that I took the risk, I found out I could handle a lot more than I thought possible. But I wouldn't have found that out if I stayed comfortable. Fellas, doing the same thing for years without growth is an experience. It's repetition. And repetition without improvement is just a slow death. If nothing changes in the next year, would you be proud of where you ended up? If the answer is no, you already know what you need to do. If your dreams still fit inside your current lifestyle, they're way too small. If your circle doesn't push you, you're stuck in a comfort zone disguised as a friendship group. If you're not risking something, you're not really chasing anything. The life you want will always be on the other side of a scary decision. And fellas, I promise you, the longer you wait, the more it costs you. So it's time to decide. Time to move. Time to change something. Don't die with potential still inside of you because you were too comfortable to see what else you could be. Fellas, as far as episode 16 goes, that's it for this week. I need you to lock in, take this with you, think on it, and act on it. I will see you next Friday